Welcome in, I'm Emily Stevens, and joining me today is lefty reliever TJ McFarland. TJ, thanks so much for joining me today. I know you haven't been in St. Louis for a while, so let's get to know you a little bit. Where do you call home, and what do you like about it?
Yeah, I'm from Chicago. I grew up in the southwest suburbs, and grew up in a smaller town just outside of the city, but always kind of, you know, from an early age, drove up to the city and had enjoyed just being downtown. But yeah, I've enjoyed my stay here so far. I've explored the downtown area as well as the neighboring suburbs.
So we've already established you're an Illinois guy, but you actually almost went to Mizzou.
I did.
Are you verbally committed, and then you ended up getting drafted?
Yeah, well, it was more than verbally. I think is it a verbal commit? I don't know. But I definitely signed. I remember signing paperwork, and I remember actually signing up for classes, and then I got drafted. And then I still didn't even know if I was actually going to go professional baseball route or go to school. So I still had classes set up in the fall for that upcoming semester.
But you still ended up getting your degree.
I did.
That's a pretty big accomplishment.
Yes. My parents, because I ended up getting drafted, they said the one stipulation, the one promise that I had to make to them was that I ended up getting my degree anyways. So literally after I signed with Cleveland, who drafted me, I signed up again for school. But I went to University of Phoenix, which is 100% online, and I knocked that out and ended up getting my degree.
So if you weren't playing baseball, what would you be doing?
I would think I would be managing some people's money right now. I've always enjoyed numbers. I've always been good in math, so I think that's kind of an area where I'd like to see myself in.
So away from baseball, what do you like to do for fun?
I'm a big golfer. I enjoy golfing, but besides that, I just like being outside. And then really just submerged in whatever city, whatever town that I'm in. I just like, I don't know, meeting new people and just kind of being an extrovert wherever I'm at, so.
Let's talk about your name, TJ. What does it stand for? How'd you get it? Walk me through the story of it.
Yeah, it stands for Timothy John. Pretty standard. But my dad's name, his first name is Timothy as well. I'm not a junior, his middle name's Michael. But apparently the story that I was told is that I was originally supposed to be a Casey. But when I was born, my mom said, undoubtedly, you know, he looks like you so much, my dad that is, that we have to go with Timothy. So that's where I ended up getting my name. Let's
move into some baseball talk. So what's been working for you? You move into a new team mid-season, you got a fresh start. What's been working well for you so far?
I've been throwing a lot of strikes. When you have a defense behind you like what we have on the field now, it's very easy for a pitcher to feel comfortable pitching in the zone. And throughout my whole career, that's kind of what I've done. I mainly feature a sinker, which is a pitch that kind of has a really late movement that induces a lot of ground balls. So for me to have Nolan at third base, Goldie at first, Sosa and Tommy up the middle, and then Molina, it's an incredible fit for me to be able to have the success that I'm having.
Yeah, no, I heard you're kind of bringing back the sinker. You know, you don't really see it so much. You're kind of adding that to the bullpen. But how do you master, you know, the grip on that?
When I first got drafted, I actually threw a little harder and a little straighter. And then I got hurt in the minor leagues. And when I came back, I didn't throw as hard. And because of that, I was getting hit around a lot at the lower levels. So I ended up gripping it. It's basically a one-seamer. In the minor leagues, I did this because the seams are a little bigger. And the first couple of times I started throwing it, it had a lot of movement. And the pitching coach right away was like, all right, well, you have that pitch, you have to throw it. And then throughout the minor leagues, that's where I started throwing the sinker. As I worked my way up to the big leagues, the ball's a little different, so I had to switch my grip up, but it's essentially the same pitch.
So it's one seam, two seam?
So it's two seam now. Now it's just a standard two seam grip, and then I turn the ball over a lot. With my low three-quarter slot and the fact that I'm able to roll the ball over, it's essentially a screwball. I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing,
yeah. So you touched on it already, but what's it been like having such a stellar defense behind you?
I mean, I can't say enough about it. Obviously, my whole career, my success is all predicated on whether or not the defense behind me can field ground balls, and they've been doing an amazing job. So for me, it just makes my job so much easier.
Well, love to hear it. TJ, thanks so much for letting us get to know you a little bit more.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for your time.
Appreciate it.